Yo, let's go. Let's do the roll call. Real thangity thang, quick. Previously on Kimba TV. Yeah, like long stop loss. Something like this maybe. If people are really longing, it's really the weekend is the reason why I would tolerate open interest going up as the price going up for it to be a trap. We got cage wins. So Guru says Sato wrecked incoming. What are the Koreans doing? We're gonna come back to this. How we doing? It smells like lettuce. Letuche. This is all I know. All I know is this motherfucker is gonna get volatile the whole fucking week. And it's gonna get nasty. I'm gonna try to kick it with y'all. Let's do a long stream. Get hype. But yeah, and I want to give away like 30 G's on weeks. Exclamation weeks. Is everybody signed up, and does everybody have like their UIDs? Not gonna lie, I'm gonna try to really hook up the OGs that are here. We don't play favorites. A lot of it will be random. But if you're an OG, get your ass fucking signed up. I don't care if it's in Chinese. Let me just send you the quick hundo, yeah? We've already deviated outside before, so we know what kind of data to look for, what kind of patterns to look for, what kind of open interest to look for. Okay, it pixeled before. It's fucking pixeling again. Not that big of a deal. Bugatti. We'll just go ahead and do that. Single print got grabbed. Bugatti. If you remember what we were talking about, when it gets left behind, sooner or later it will get grabbed. Bugatti. Cagewin says, brother, I'm long bullish. Yeah, I actually was in a long, and I only have 15 Bitcoin left. Shout outs to MEXC for locking me down to 46. I still have a tiny bit of a long left. I have 15 out of the 46 Bitcoin still running. So yeah, off we go to like 46. 46.2 would be like our next sort of level of interest. But yeah, so if you're in a short, I guess that's cool. But all the stuff that we talked about, like hidden bearish divergences, open interest, none of those things are looking bearish. So for me, I'm not in a short yet. I have 15 Bitcoin on this long running. Yeah, but we got to dive into a little bit more better TA than that. So ZX Boy says no shorts, but with ETFs it's complicated. If you make it complicated, in my opinion, I'm going to just go level to level. My next level of interest is like 46.2, 46.150, something like that. All right. I think it's different but we've had this box this was Retail Arena, y'all. This has been Retail Arena for quite some time, and we made it real simple. If you break out of this range and you can turn that bitch into support, then let's get nasty. But if you're gonna get back into the range, then the full rotation is a high probability. So with that being there, if you lose this, then you're probably gonna shit yourself down to like sweep the lower low. But as of right now, open interest, all the sort of data points to this has just got flipped into support. And if you guys remember, we already talked about what my full rotation would be on this. You know, if we actually can break through all the resistance levels, it'd be 48. So I don't know. We got to give it a little bit more time. You know, if I am going to short, then the easier one would be for me to know conclusively that this level is lost. And we remember we might not even get a bearish like retest. Something to remember is on this one, it pixeled the baby Bugatti bottom. So it actually did do a bearish retest on the smaller time frame, and it was the wick. So if it wants to get Bugatti nasty on me, then I'm gonna just do some stupid shit like this, man. And I'll say, okay. That's it, I think, for that. So I think the whole day today, we're gonna just watch these levels get turned into support or not, or we're gonna start making some big higher highs. Never Give Up says, what's your long entry? 43.2, 43.750. Never give up. Like 43.750. I wish I had 43.2. I was actually waiting at the 7.5. Like this. I bet a lot of us were. I wanted that. And I was so excited when this was happening. I was like, yeah. And then it just. How many people were like, yeah, when this was happening? Anybody yeah-ing like me? When this was happening, I was like, yeah, fill me. But it didn't. And so, yeah, I had to chase this bitch. I feel like if it really is gonna, if we do want to get into a short, I kind of know like what I would want to see and what to, you know, what to expect. Let's watch it with S&P. But anyways, hey, happy Monday, motherfuckers. How we doing, Lions? How was your guys' weekend? I hope everybody had a nice and relaxing weekend, because this week we're going to get nasty with it. Make sure, if you haven't nerded out on VWAP, make sure you nerd out on VWAP. The mid band is basically like a golden pocket when it comes to VWAP, to kind of give you like the short and sweet answer. But definitely make sure you nerd out on VWAP, anchored VWAP, major and minor, okay, and how you can take the midpoint. If it's gonna, basically, it's one of those things where if it's gonna go, that's where it's supposed to bounce from. And if you were to come back down here, it's actually not that bullish, because you would be looking for something like this. Okay, but the mid VWAP is like a VWAP version of the golden pocket. ZX Boy says, is there a clip where he draws the box? This box? Well, we've had this box for quite some time. We probably drew this box when it broke out here. So maybe you could go to like the January 2nd highlights, exclamation YouTube, exclamation Bugatti. But maybe January 2nd is maybe when we drew the box. I don't know. You want to take a look together? Look, we're already drawing the box. The box had already been drawn. So maybe before? I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy how it's pixeling, right? Mosquito says, you only trading BTC or alts as well? I'm ready to get into a ETH long soon, or start looking for ETH longs. I'm waiting for the ETH BTC. I'm looking for all the Bitcoin levels to kind of get to my levels of interest. So I've been real patient with ETH BTC. It's almost at the level that I like it at, but I need it to sweep that, right? So for like the last couple of weeks, I've been waiting. Same with this. This is actually really nice because this golden pocketed pixel perfect as well. And it bounced off the box we've had for quite some time. So that was golden pocket bounce, pixel perfect on ETH. Yeah, but I still think I'm waiting for ETH BTC to sweep and then I'll allocate more capital towards altcoins. Marchenek says, what do you think? We can come back to 30K? Yeah, for sure. You know, Marchenek, you know what would be funny is we continue to creep up, right? And regardless of whether the ETF gets approved or delayed or rejected, okay, we creep up to like 46, 47, 48. Maybe we could go to the 50, 52 range, okay? But we keep climbing and then we fucking nuke to like 30. That's probably what's going to happen. That's probably how I'm going to play it. So I'm not going to get caught up in like trying to short too early. And sometimes you have to just take it level by level and not be like, if you're going to be like, oh, the ETF is going to get approved or, oh, the ETF is going to get rejected. That's really more of like a spot trading strategy. That kind of shit doesn't really help you with derivative leverage trading, you know? When you're leverage trading, you want to be able to look at like, okay, are there more shorts trapped or are there more longs trapped? What's the open interest say? Are there any CVD builds up? Or is there absorption? Is there dumping going on? You know, what's going on with coin margin contracts? Like shit like that, you know, because it's really just about spanking retail money. So, but yeah, I would probably think that it's going to continue to go up until maybe like Wednesday or Thursday or whenever the next sort of deadline is, whether it gets approved or not. I mean, so if it gets approved, then I think it'll cause like another quick little pop, you know, but it's probably going to be like some goofy ass failed auction or a swing fail, probably a failed auction, and then poo-poo, you know, back to like 32 or 33. And then I'm going to long from there, though, Bugatti. Math is the math. So, and then if it doesn't get approved or if it's declined, then it just won't have that pop. It'll just poo-poo. But it's probably going to poo-poo. Space Cash. What's going on, Space Cash? Susie Moe, what's going on? Calling Noob, what's going on? Porston, what's going on? Yep, Raptor is what made you look at VWAP for this long entry as opposed to the usual Fibs OI? I mean, we always look at VWAP. Yeezus. So I always say this, Yeezus. The number one thing that I prioritize are volume-based levels. So like volume, value area high, value area low, point of control, right? And then VWAP. So that is all priority, right? The second thing that I would look at are time-based levels. So it could be time-based point of control, time-based value area high, value area lows, aka TPO levels, or a daily, weekly, or a monthly level. All right. And then third would be Fibonacci. Alrighty, so fibs are always the third thing that comes into play. There's two major categories that take priority over fibs. What? But are there any people that are juicing? What about Hodu? Okay, Hodu is juicing. What about Yao Ming? Yao Ming is juicing. And what about Mrs. Yao Ming? Okay. Just Sato. Let's go. Let's go. NFL music since it's natty. How about NFL music? Oh, they canceled it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Liquidation Championships. The Laguna Bulls against the Holdana Bears. Who's going to win? Sato is the starting quarterback for the Hodana Bears. But he just keeps getting sacked by the unrelenting blitz scheme of the Liquidia Lions. Here we go. Let us up. Sato, one of those quarterbacks with floppy sleeves. If you know, you know. Never trust a quarterback with floppy sleeves. Put a line like Sato's tears. 45995. Sometimes with TA, you just got to keep it dead simple, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you just got to keep it dead simple, ladies and gentlemen. 2 claps. Can I get them? Oh! We got to get ready for the Bugatti, ladies and gentlemen. Who's ready? Who's ready? Oh! Oh! Come on. You know what it is. 30-minute candle close in 27 minutes. 27 minutes is a lifetime. Why didn't you teach Sato the swing failure pattern? I tried, brother. I tried. But he kept talking about some sort of like chicken that he wanted to eat. Let's go. Are we mathing or not? Jiners OQT says, Will Smith just bought 100 BTC right now. Will Smith will not stop. That's why you got to look at the data, because if you look at the inflow, all that coin that Will Smith is buying, Jada Pinkett Smith is giving it to August Alsina right back. Let's go. Math is the math. Hey, do you guys remember what number I threw out earlier? Let us up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go. Got to do it. Got to do it. Because the math is the math. There you go. The rain shall fall. The rain shall fall.
Kimber. Let's get it. Kimber was popping.
Ladies and gentlemen, 24 minutes until this 30-minute candle close. Woo! Does anybody remember the random number I threw out? Ladies and gentlemen, 23 minutes on the 30-minute candle close. First one will form, second one confirms. Let's go. Woo! You gotta love this shit. Who is enjoying this? Who is looking at the fucking minute-to-minute candles? 22 minutes on the 30-minute. Oh my God, you gotta fucking love this shit, y'all. I challenge anyone to find the 46-120 clip. 420 says, man, if I had 100K to play with, no, 50X, I'll tell you that. I got you, 420. Make sure you guys are signed up. Exclamation weeks. Yeah, the levels, and remember, Neo, this is not the first time, I can't say this enough, this is not the first time we've deviated out of retail arena. So when we first had this little pop, we did 80% of the TA and the homework in terms of levels to the upside, cough, cough, okay? So, yeah, I mean, 80% of the homework and the levels, we already did it when we deviated out of retail arena. Here we go.
You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said,
here we go.
He just told us to be prepared.
30-minute candle closes. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And by the way, for those of you that are still asking, did you know that there was like 13, 14 people that asked me if I was going to put blind limits? There, like 13 people already asked me. Come on. There it is. Come on. Come on. It's fork in the garbage disposal. The fork is in the garbage disposal. Let's go. Vibe out, ladies and gentlemen. Is everybody ready for the you-know-what? I want to try to give away some money now. Nuz Leafy says, we strong. I'm strong if you strong. We strong then. Exclamation, we strong. Mr. Viper, what's going on?
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
Levels are identified. Wait for structure to form. Only take it if it looks Gucci Magucci. Come on. Quit playing with the math. You're going to go blind.
They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
Always Long says, how much of an OI reset would you consider optimal? At least half. But this is also just Binance, right? So if this doesn't drop that much, but on Exo it drops a whole shit ton, good enough too, right? Drisney says, if this is a failed auction, do we need a bear div? No, but having it would be more confluence. Yeah, I still think shorting is a little, I mean, you know what my levels are, right? When this didn't work out, I'm waiting for here to short. So this isn't a level that I would be shorting anyways, right? But it's still, I think, good to be watching out because you have the single prints down there, and we kind of talked about something like this, right? Where you could get a lot of people trapped on a failed auction. It's going to be a failed action. Short, 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 short. Go fuck yourself. So that's one scenario we talked about. You can, I think that one getting grabbed would be totally fine. Yeah, so even if we do get a failed auction here, it might just be like a bullish retest of 46. Desk Slap says, yo, Kimba, I'm back. I was at the gym during the pump. Can I get a quick recap? It's level by level, right? So I think you were here earlier today when I was talking about things like if you hold that as support, the full rotation play would be the 48 level. I was willing to short there if it had done an actual swing fail pattern. It did not. And I think you were here when I also said if that short isn't there, then this is the next place where I would short. Still have the 15 remaining left on the long, Desk Slap. So nothing's really changed. When the pump happened, did it leave some single prints? Yes. In terms of like anticipating bullish and bearish micro macro scenarios, I could see something like a failed auction, meaning you start to get a bunch of people trapped in shorts here and you go boom. A lot of people might be looking for, oh, another failed auction after you grab that. Okay, but I'm not gonna short probably until I see the reaction there next, brother. So nothing's changed too much, right? Desk Slap since the morning, I would say. Here we go. Let's do 10K real quick. Let's see how fast we can do it. First 10 winners. Are you ready? Bugatti.
I said, are you strong?
There it is. Congratulations to Tozoku. I like that. KGB. I like that. Groken. Toad 420. Fried or Fertilized. Rahaman PUBG. Don't be late. Carrots. Tecmo. And Jairam. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations to Bulldog. Evox. Insulin. Amalis. Bonjour. Dedo Endo, Crypto Gains, Lou Time, Yanguti D. Franson, and Darquanius Maximus. Congratulations to Mick Ellum, Plushy Yoda, Chauncey, Copy Trading, Mouse Pads, Tio Soti, Cowboy Crypto, Jack Insane, Bit Habby, and Big Boondas. Shall we keep it going, ladies and gentlemen? 40 minutes until Macaulay Culkin hour is completed. Next 10, here we go. Okay, so you know what? I wanna let's stop here because I want to make a couple of adjustments to before it moves on because I think there's a couple of bugs that we can watch. So we'll stop at 14,000 today. Let me update this in the Discord. 1 second here. I'm putting the winners' names. This is the 4,000 in the Discord, so you can always make sure. Okay, so we're done with that for today. Shout outs to everybody. Congratulations. Skepper says, I am eyeing the roof of retail arena. Nothing wrong with that, brother. And we've talked about that sort of point of control right there. You know, it would not surprise me one bit. And it could be like a bigger failed auction too. You know, these things like there's no like limits. I mean, it could try to turn here. Dink, dink, dink. It could full rotate all the way down here, grab all the single prints for sure. It could fail the auction again. But like we were talking about, whether it's this rotation or this rotation, I would be really interested to see what the open interest and the CVD looks like on any sort of bounce back from potentially turning an area into support. So I think we're pretty... Dilophosaurus says, can you have a look at ETH? Sure. So I'm waiting for this to get swept. Ladies and gentlemen, how long have we been waiting for this level to get swept? Do you see how close we are? So first things first, I need to see the reaction from here because let's not get carried away. You do know that if that motherfucker is not going to hold, then we have an uh-oh problem. This is ETH BTC. So watch the volume gap right here. If it does not sweep right here, we're in no man's land. Okay, so I still need ETH BTC to give me some sort of bullish edge. Okay, but we've talked about this for quite some time. There is no volume here. So if this does not sweep, and ETH is going to have a interesting shit show on its hands. ZX Boy says, I don't know which time frame to analyze the open interest. So by default, higher the better. Okay, but I don't know if you have been watching like our EXO charts, but there's a reason why on EXO I don't do time-based candles. I do volume-based. So instead of a new candle every 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, I like to go with every new candle with $10 million worth of volume. And what I've noticed, and these are things that you shouldn't just take my word for it, you should see it for yourself and prove it to yourself that it works. So if CVD, for example, is a volume-based indicator, if open interest is a volume-based indicator, I think it's better to organize the candle closes by volume. And when you do that, you're going to start to notice the CVD hidden bull divs and hidden CVD bear divs. They are much more reliable than spotting them on time. So that's something to maybe play around with, is when you're looking at volume-based oscillators like CVD or open interest, it's interesting to go off of volume instead of time. Something to think about. So sometimes you'll see me switch to like 2 million, like volume. I can do 2 million. I can obviously go off of time. I can go off of delta. I can go off of range. There's different ways that you can create candle closes. And sometimes that's the edge in terms of finding like a CVD. Sometimes you guys will be like, I don't see a hidden bull div. Well, that's because I'm on volume-based candles and you're on like a 15-minute. So just something to play around with and think about. But usually if it's a volume-based oscillator, I have noticed with things like Bybit, it's better to have volume-based candles and then the divergences become more reliable. But again, don't just take my word for it. You should see it yourself so you know exactly how much you can trust it. I never compared BTC ETH pair. I always looked at them themselves. Can't believe I overlooked such a simple thing. Definitely shows a nice comparison. Yeah, and conceptually, you understand why I'm doing that, right, Dilophosaurus? And you also understand that if ETH BTC looks bullish, then that's when you might want to start considering a long position over on ETH instead of Bitcoin. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. And once I started to blend in the BTC pair, it's like extra confluence and extra edge. So Daniel says, how long have you been in the financial markets? Like 13, 14 plus. And it probably took me 4 or 5 years. I just don't know if there's enough volume in this gap to really hold. You know me, I always prioritize volume-based areas over a mathematical level. So for me, the volume point of control would probably take precedence over a Fibonacci level, Berbeezy. The PDEQ could be, but if you look, PDEQ is at 45.2. Your monthly point of control is at 45.150. I think it would slip and it would tap 45. You know what would be nice? Slip through, wick to 45, and then tuck back in right above PDEQ. I don't know if PDEQ would hold, but having a candle close above PDEQ, I would say that it would be bullish. Berbeezy. But I don't know if I would long that. That 45,000 looks real attractive. So it's up to you. And you could even like, I bet 45.2, you could just Kimba box it too, Berbeezy. So instead of looking to see if it would be a knife catch on that level, I would probably just look at that and say, if we get a candle close back above PDEQ, that looks really good. Jing Gao says, can I get a recap if possible? Sure. There's 2 levels that should get turned into support. So even before you hear my plan, Jing Gao, I would always want you to be able to identify volume range, right? Like the value area high, value area low, TPO, value area high, value area low, single prints, Fibonacci's, all the confluence that I would expect each and every one of you guys to do yourselves, right? There's a little bit of confluence of a potential long if they go and grab all of the single prints down below. You can pull some fibs. You can take a look at some TPO stuff. You could take a look at the previous day stuff. Some people are noticing the 46, 45. Some people are looking at the, I know, I misspoke. Is it twos? But yeah, so Jingao, basically long story short, I think there's levels that you're going to be able to identify. You can clearly see point of control stuff, right? You can see the single prints to the upside and to the downside. Levels that could potentially get turned into support would be 46 or the 45. You have confluence with things like PDEQ. People brought that up. Monthly point of control at 45. So I think identifying the levels is the easy part, but the tricky part would be exactly what kind of open interest or CVD you would be able to see at those levels to give you the edge. So for me, potentially long here or a long here, or most likely somewhere around here. So actually forget that. But if I were going to think about longing, I would be looking at that single print. I would look at that volume point of control, and I would be looking at this secondary time-based point of control. Lots of confluence in this zone. Roger that. And then the only other place that I would think about shorting would be around 48.2. Alrighty. And you also, RK man, you could, do you know what this level is? You know that this is like sort of the baseline resistance. This is the previous high. So you could since this was resistance before, the first area maintaining extreme bullishness would be turning this into support, right? So you've got 46 coming up, and we already discussed what it would look like if it was going to fail auction. You guys also heard me talk about the move up here, and I would actually be okay, maybe in the latter half, but having open interest going up, indicating shorts might be opening and getting ready to get trapped. So that's going to have to be confirmed with footprints and like the actual data. But we're ready for like turning. I mean, we did this break, turn this into support, go to the next level. Turn this resistance into support and then go to 48 would be like pretty common sense. So Mo Guy says, could 47 also be a short attempt? So you mean like this? You want to go like that, and then you want to go, brother, you've got some volume resistance right there, psychological level at 47,000. You also have a TPO single print right there, so could it be a tap and then go to grab these? Yes. You know what would maybe tell you, hey, that's not really that great of an idea, is when you start looking at some of this liquidity, because you can clearly see that there's more stuff above 47. So this yellow is like at 48,350, there's a lot of liquidity up there. But you know what it is? It's really just about like which one it wants to grab first. And so you could grab this first right there, golden pocket, point of control, volume, resistance, whatever, right? TPO, point of control, also lining up pretty well. And then you could lose this, but this could be the first move. You could move back up and then lose that. That could be the failed auction. That could be a fake out right there. And let's also not forget that you could end up having the bigger one like this. Grab all the single prints, test all this shit again, and then go. So yeah, if you were interested in something like this, your stop loss would be higher high. Right? Higher high. Probably down to here. RG Bargy says, wow, that bullish retest would be a gift from the gods. And you know what would really get me excited, RG Bargy, is seeing this do its thing and give me a bullish edge. And I also get the ETH USDT bullish retest correlating carefully to something similar with Biddy. That bullish retest, I would probably, assuming that the ETH BTC is helping us, RG Bargy, that bullish retest I'm probably getting in on ETH too. Like I said, assuming if ETH BTC is cooperating and giving us everything that we've been anticipating. So will you have planned to play alts? Yeah, if we've been watching ETH BTC.BTC, a couple of other BTC pairs for quite some time, and they're very close to giving us what we want. So we'll see what the reaction is. If it can give us a failed auction, swing fail, it could be a double bot. All I need is like just bearish or bullish edge so that I can front run the daily, weekly, monthly downward trending resistance line on ETH BTC breaking out. And it's not really so much about what we want to see, but we also know that on ETH BTC on the daily and weekly timeframes, if that sweep level does not have a bullish edge, there's a big drop to the next volume support level on ETH BTC. So we also know that we can go in there with like tight stop loss and not much compromise on if the pattern is going to play out or not. So it's really more about like the reaction basically at the pivot. But yeah, if you keep watching Ellipse, we'll see it all the time. It's always kind of hard to go back and like try to find it. I can't even remember the one from last week. But you can always see, you know, based off of footprints, like what positions are opening where, and you can track how much an open interest delta it's changing, and then you can always watch hidden bull divs, hidden bear divs, and when it's combined with, oh shit, there's actually a top longer, or oh shit, there's actually a bottom shorter, combined with like a CVD bear or a bull div, it's usually, you know, it's gonna squeeze. But we'll see it live. We see it all the time. It's kind of hard to like find an exact one right now. Okay, perfect. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. I'm excited to regroup with you guys tomorrow. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Matt, I see you. Jarhead, I see you. Evox, Mandalo, Fernandes. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss. Tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss, Sato.